Good morning. It's a beautiful morning this morning, and I just want to thank everyone who's responsible for inviting us here for this grand occasion. As we celebrate Black History Month, it has always been one of my passions that we teach our young people who we are. But you can't know who you are unless you know where you came from. And when our young people, not only our young boys, but our young girls, and us as grown-ups, as leaders, when we realize and teach our kids, and when we get it embedded in our hearts who we are, we came from kings and queens and prince and princess. So it behooves us to act in that way, to act in that form, to do those things which will make us responsible. Black History Month should not be taught once a year. And sometimes I get in trouble about that, but I'm a firm believer in that. As we study the African American history books, which is very few out there, so we have to do it ourselves. This is passionate, but one more minute. Just let me say that you will find our race is the only race in the world that was brought to America on ships. And that's the key word. You will never find another race ever that came to another country by ships. And when they brought us here, we were living in palaces and built pyramids, and the human beings were living in caves as cavemen. We need to know that. So when you walk around with pride, with the realization who you are. You are intelligent. You are one individual, nobody else made like you, and your brain exceeds the average human being because of the weight of it. So as we study Black History Month, let us not forget who we are. And we are expecting for you to become leaders and carry your heritage to another level. I appreciate your inviting us here, and I thank everybody for being here.
It's kind of hard to follow that. She got me motivated. But a lot of what she's saying is true. You know, I mean, and the thing about we study Black history is still being made. And you're actually a part of that history today. You know, Brother A.J. Keynes, one of the deacons actually right down the road at New Sunlight, passed away a few years back. But he used to always say, the only thing to make a man is with a boy. And so the guys here with Masonic Lodge are doing that today. They're making men. And so I congratulate you all for the great work that you all are doing in the community. As what Kevin was saying, some of the great things here in the area, you know, all this industrial expansion, $80 billion and more. I mean, that's money that we can't even fathom. And that's a lot of projects coming in town. You're not too young to start looking at going out there and having a passion. You're not too young to find out what you want to do in your life. Don't wait till you get 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade to say, well, I want to do this, I want to do that. The time is now. And so I congratulate you for the leadership that you all are displaying today, for being here, looking nice, looking like gentlemen, being gentlemen. And I ask that you continue with that, because the sky's the limit. The world is yours. And I thank you all for allowing us to be here as well, and to be among such great ladies and gentlemen to be part of this program. Really appreciate that. Thank you. God bless you.
Hello, my name is Samuel Baines. I'm the assistant principal of LaGrange High School. All right, but also, more importantly, some of the other things that I do, I'm the bosses of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. We are a Black Greek organization founded at Howard University in 1911. In addition to that, I used to be vice president and general manager of Alcoa, which is the largest aluminum company in the world, over $7 billion in annual revenue. In 1999, Alcoa decided to make aluminum in China. And they were able to make aluminum at such a cheap rate that they closed 15 of their plants. And that wound up me having to take a job in Calcasieu Parish as a school administrator. What I want to tell you is that life's journey starts out with one door opening up, and you thinking that that door is the thing you want to be. Most of you young fellas want to be football players, and you're gonna, that's your lifelong goal. But the reality is people get hurt and they don't get what they really want. So I'm gonna take you down a little story. In 1898, in New Orleans, Louisiana, Adolph Homer Plessy, a 1/8 mulatto man, boarded a rail car 57 years before Rosa Parks. All of y'all know about Rosa Parks, but you don't know a lot. Plessy. Plessy challenged Jim Crow laws, which said that you have to sit in the back or eat in the back. That happened in New Orleans, Louisiana, in our state. Okay? Plessy lost, and it created a dual society, one white and one non-white. And I want to say non-white because sometimes people get confused. They think one white and one black. It was one non-white. That lasted for the next 54 years to this little girl named Linda Brown. Linda Brown walked 8 miles to school one way and 8 miles back, all while white children rode on a school bus. She crossed railroad tracks and everything like that. Her parents sued and she won. And it created the first integrated schools in America. What happened was, if you deprive a man or woman or young lady or anybody education, you deprive them the right to growth. Okay? Linda Brown won, but it took Dwight Eisenhower in 1954 to integrate the first high school in the South. The high school that I have right now, LaGrange, was a segregated high school.
Right.
All right? Most people here wouldn't be able to go south of I-10, but I'm not going to preach that lesson. Dwight Eisenhower integrated Little Rock High School in Little Rock, Arkansas with federalized troops. It took these federalized troops to allow blacks to go to high school. Okay? And when they got there, the Little Rock Nine, the governor, didn't want to allow black children to get in high school, in that nice high school. The year later after they graduated, he closed that school. And to this day, Central High School is a national park. You go to Little Rock, you'll see it. It's a beautiful school, but it never was reopened after blacks attended that school. Now they talk about 1965 where they integrated lunch counters. My sister-in-law, who was at Southern University at the time, helped try to do Newberry's right here in Lake Charles.
That's right.
Okay, and they poured stuff on them and arrested all of them and drug them all out. There's Southern University. There's some of the things that you need to know. You got to know where you came from to know where you're going.
That's right.
All right? Now, I can talk all that because I'm an educated black man and I teach American history at LCB before I became an assistant principal. That's not the point. The point is that you need to understand this because there was a lot of people that were lynched just to learn how to read. Okay? So now, here we are. We were talking over here, so this is what you are faced with. This is year 2018, my 9th graders at LaGrange High School. In order for them to graduate with a high school diploma now, they have to have Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, Pre-Calculus, Chemistry, 2 foreign languages, in order for them to graduate from high school with the basic, Law Corps 4 diploma. Or you could graduate from high school with a junior college diploma, what they call career and tech. All right? Just right there, there's a separation that just occurred. And I'm going to tell you this because it's very important for you. You will no longer be able to enter a college unless you have those credentials. And you will no longer be able to enter a college unless you have a 22 on the ACT. Now, some people can talk about it, but that could be a form of de facto segregation, or that can say people will rise to the top. All right? But there's 7,000 jobs, Elijah could tell you right now in Lake Charles, that they cannot fill unless you have career and technical education. By the year 2020, when you will, this 8th grade? 8th grade? Who's the 8th grader? 8th grade, by the year 2020, when you graduate from high school, There's gonna be 49,000 jobs, career technical, right here in our region from Lafayette to Lake Charles to be filled. Who we gonna fill them with? We need you. We need you to jumpstart your mind and start thinking about where you wanna go and how fast you wanna get there. And no longer you have that time. If they don't fill those jobs, they're gonna go and get foreign people to come over here, take your jobs from you, and you'll be forever locked out. Now, I appreciate your time, but remember, time will pass whether you act or not act.
That's right.
If you don't act, time will keep on going. And no one can want it more than you. We can't want it more than you. No one can want it more than you. Remember, dare to compete. Because if you don't want it, you can expect nobody else to want it for you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I want to thank y'all for inviting me over today, especially with Brother Bradley, for the talk, come with y'all. I'm talking about being business people. See, we always talk to work, also talk to own your own business one day, to be independent. Also, I want y'all to bring these youngsters to see the Shrine of Bounty in Houston. It's 101 black inventions made in America. 101 people, like for instance, the red light, a black man made that. He sold for $40,000. They're worth billions of dollars a day. The Real McCord, black man. Shoelaces, black men. They did work, the cotton gin, Butcher Washington. We got some geniuses, like Mr. Louisiana, Miss Walker, hairdresser, billionaire. So we are talking about us as black business people owning something. I tell people, if you want to be a leader, you go to a black university. You're a white boy, I'm not a racist, but white folks don't train you to be in charge of their children.
That's right.
They train you to be employees. Black people train children to, black people train you to be a leader and own something. Louisiana is very unique. We are made of Creole people, we're made of black Indian and white, most black Indian. We own townships.
That's right.
Here in Lake Charles. Lake Charles got black-owned communities like Mouseville, the car shop, Hillcrest area. Black-owned subdivision means 6 acres are owned by black people. Their own subdivision. Brownsville. I don't know if I went to school, we used to bus from Highway 14 and 12th Street to Nelson Road, Weaver Road. 12 miles one way, past the people, get 5 o'clock in the morning, catch the bus, got to school, we had to play outside of just dawn. The other bus driver went back and went to Dog Hill, over by McNeese, and brought them to school. But they didn't stop us from learning. You can't take away knowledge. Knowledge is powerful. Knowledge is powerful. And another example we can give y'all, when I was supposed to laugh at the junk man and the iron man. The junk man day is the biggest environmental business today. Environmental service, we call it a junk man, pick up iron, run with truck. But in the biggest world today, the environmental science. Waste, $1 billion, Also own your own, mechanics hard to find, African people. So these people who got jobs, you have to have somebody to service them, but you have your own business. Everybody built business means a lot of leadership, a lot of hard work. It's not no easy task. I went to McKinsey at Olin Corporation. I left Olin in 1976. I started a drugstore. I had an idea why other people got health centers in their community. We don't in our black community. I went to Miles Square in Chicago. I went to South Carolina. Father L.J. McKnight gave me $150,000 getting business. Today that business worth $15 million on corner out the street. Elijah worked there, I started with a dream. If you don't dream, think big, you're not gonna have things in life. But first you have education, you gotta read and write, mathematics, it's a basic. With that basic education, you go from an employee all on your own business. We need more black-owned businesses in America. Put all the black businesses together in America, they still make them charge the Fortune 500. So we got a lot of work to do. We got to keep money on community. You work every day, you have no saving account. You work it, but keep some money in our community. We turn that over in our community. The reason we don't have a large stores in our community is if we think we're gonna build a store in the community, they say, well, what's in that community? If I make about $10,000, they ain't gonna build no another McDonald's or theater in our community unless you stay in your community. We have to run into other communities. They leave us back by ourselves.
That's right.
Every community in this community started off in Charlotte to be Broad Street. It used to be now 12th Street. Now it's Interstate 10. We ran right from all the way to the river now. They run from us. But, so learn to stay in your own community, build your own community up. Your value, your land property value based on what you build in your own community. If you have everybody house in their community is poor, not gonna build no nice store in your community. Or you don't live in your community, you're not gonna grow. We just you probably remember, they red line, we had money, they wouldn't allow you to build your own black community.
That's right.
They wouldn't lend you the money. One of the nicest areas in North Lake Charles is the Washington Marion area. Nice home, professional, everybody proud of it, And North Lake, one of the best places in the world, North Lake Charles. The highest land is going to flood, the best property. It starts from North Lake Charles. It's original Lake Charles, the old Railroad Avenue. We would be one of the largest rice mills in the world. With my family, we own today. On track land things we own today. They have over 100,000 of rice delivered every day. Like this, like to get an example, like President Obama, him and the Pope got together to open up Cuba. Cuba's good for Louisiana, so we sell rice. Now the Pope ain't allowed to work because they have to grow more rice and more rice will be going out to Cuba. So we are part of a large global world, and we're very lucky in a state which have a lot of Louisiana. I always love Louisiana. I love Lake Charles because so much growth here. We got so much to grow. Other cities, they took up. We still got, because this city so we got a chance to grow your community, own part of your community. So, young man, get your education, work hard, also think about being your own businessman, being your own boss one day.
That's right.
Don't like being your own boss. You can then give back. I was working on stuff. Now I started off a business. I gave children $1 for A, 50 for a B. So I was in Cincinnati, Ohio about around 15 years ago. I was a part of a national task force because we travel around the country discussing task force on HIV in our community. So I was up in Cincinnati, Three Rivers. This white guy from Cleveland said, something, black men don't care about their family. So our dog won't leave a puppy. Dog have a puppy. That puppy can leave a puppy able to feed itself. He said, black men leave their children. So be responsible. Respect your women, respect your young ladies. You don't respect your mother, your young ladies. That's yours. Respect. So I was so upset. So I walked across this long walkway to the hotel. Ran a guy named Kenneth Lloyd. Kenneth Lloyd said, Mr. Blood, he said, I tell my wife how you encouraged me to become a businessman. And now he owns part of a business in Atlanta and work for Procter & Gamble. But he uplifted me. That little child told me that uplifted me. I was part of a debate arguing about how bad black people are. We are great people.
That's right.
But they're down because I knew what I was. They can down me for long, So always give back that circle. Give back to learn. You don't share to know, you lose knowledge. Knowledge is powerful, knowledge is powerful. And don't forget God Almighty. Can't do without no blessing from God.
That's right.
The spirit is no strong. Look at Obama and hate him. He changed the whole world around. He said, I did without your help. Because of the help of God. The young men, keep the work up. I appreciate you making some good. Young people need more people helping our youngsters. We got some beautiful young people. Y'all work with y'all. So y'all decide to go and try to get our sponsor trip for y'all, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank y'all very much.